Skipp Phoenix here from 180 Cadence Run Training. Today we are on our way down to Thirlmere Lakes in the Wollondilly Shire to run down to the Little River Causeway crossing. This short video will cover how to best get there, a summary of the terrain in both directions, and some visuals out on the dirt, and of course the view. Welcome to Thirlmere Lakes. Now, what's the best way to get to the trailhead? There are no real public transport options, so the best bet is to drive. As you will see from the video though, the road is at best a wide fire trail and at worst, cratered and rocky. Based on this, I highly recommend being in at least a all-wheel drive or a four-wheel drive. If driving, you have a couple of options. Either enter the northern end of the lakes at Slades Road or enter the southern end of the lakes at the W.E. Middleton Memorial Drive. From there, work your way to the Heritage Pump Station and then drive a further 4.5 kilometres until you reach a small cleared area either side of the trail. When parking here, please make sure that you aren't blocking the trail, as National Parks and Wildlife Service and water board vehicles regularly frequent this area. Alright, now that we're at the trailhead, what sort of terrain can we expect? The whole trail down to the Little River crossing is wide fire trail. There is a steeper downhill section a couple of kilometres from the turnaround that has some loose sandstone, so take extra caution in this section. It's a straight out and back, so as long as you don't leave the trail, it's going to be very hard to get lost. Let's get started, because the view is that way. As you can see from the elevation profile, the trail down to the river only really has about 60 metres of elevation gain. Apart from the 7th kilometre, the best way to describe the terrain is flat, if not with a little bit of undulating downhill. Alright, once you hit this gate, if you're on a bike, this is a no more bike zone. If you're running, it's still okay from this point. There's a little wedge over on that side that you can get through. And then we hit the steep sandstone section, so just watch your footing in this next bit. Welcome to Little River. If you want to get away from the noise of civilization, you can't get much better than this. Sometimes to be somewhere, you have to be nowhere. For those playing along at home, yes, the trail does keep going. It actually joins up with trails that end up down in the Southern Highlands, but those have restricted access. The accessible part of this trail goes for about another 3 k's before you hit a waterboard gate. As you can see from the elevation profile, the 8.5 kilometres back has about 200 meters of elevation gain. As this is simply the reverse of the way that we've just come, the best way to describe this is gentle uphill if you exclude the first 2 kilometers coming out from the river. Whether you're running or hiking this trail, nutrition and hydration is important. If you're going to go end to end in under 2 hours, like from where the car was parked down to the river, that's probably not too much of an issue, unless maybe if it's in summer and it's really hot. If, however, you're hiking at a pace of 4 to 5 kilometers an hour and are stopping along the way, you need to factor in that you could be out here for potentially 5 hours. And my suggestion, if you are out here, it's a good idea to bring sunscreen, a hat, sunnies, and I would also bring snake and compression bandages, as there's every chance during the warmer months that you will come across 1 or 2 of these little guys. From a mobile phone perspective, there is very little coverage, if any at all. Given the remoteness of the location, a good idea would be to either have a satellite phone, carry a PLB, or worst case scenario, make sure you let 1 or 2 people know where you're going and what time you'd be expected back. This is not a place to be in a medical situation, whether that's due to an injury or an animal issue, such as a snake bite or having a run-in with a wild boar, which I've seen out here a couple of times. There are no taps along the main trail, so whatever you bring with you, that's all you have to consume. Well, now that we're back, I hope that's given you a good overview of the trail down to the little river crossing out here at Thirlmere Lakes, how best to get there, a summary of the terrain and what you can expect, some visuals out on the dirt, and also the view down at the turnaround point. I'm Skipp Phoenix. Stay safe and make sure wherever you're running, you're enjoying yourself. It's time for a coffee.